Hey, how's it going? My name's Alex, and in this video, I want to give you everything you need to know on how to get started in hotshotting. But before I do that, you guys, I really want to share with you one important thing. And that is that I want you to understand this is where I started. This Ram 3500, this 2015 truck is where I started. And so understand, when you're watching my videos, when you're watching my revenues, my profits, my expenses, how well I'm doing, when you're watching me, keep in mind that I've now been doing this for 5 years. And so first thing you really need to understand is that when you're getting into this business, it's gonna look nothing like I make it look. That's the first thing I really want you guys to understand. So after watching this video, you're gonna know exactly what your next steps are in order to get into the transportation or trucking business, so that you can also go out there and make some money, provide for your family during these really weird 2020 times that we're having. Now, keep in mind that I am not gonna sell you a course. I'm not gonna sell you anything. It's all gonna be information. It's all gonna be in this video. And so get ready, buckle in, and let's get into this. All right, so we're inside the house where the air conditioning is working and it's nice and cool. So first thing, guys, that you need to really check, or that you really need to go do if you're actually consider about getting into the trucking industry as a whole, is a medical card. The #1 disqualifier for a lot of people is a medical card. If you cannot get a medical card, then possibly look into driving a Sprinter van or like that kind of expediting transport, because the law says that anything under 10,000 pounds or any vehicle that's 10,000 pounds or less does not need a medical card. Okay, so if you cannot get a medical card, go look into Sprinter vans or like expediting vans. That's the first one. Get a medical card. The second thing you really need to decide about this business is, are you going to get a CDL, yes or no? Because that determination or that decision can, like, it'll split you basically leaves you with two choices. It creates two paths. So if you're not gonna go get your CDL like I am, then the #1 thing you need to understand, as a non-CDL transporter, you will not get hired for any jobs. Because look at me, I hired my first driver and my driver has a CDL, even though he drives a non-CDL truck. Okay, so if you decide to not go get a CDL, jobs are unlikely, very, very unlikely. The second thing is, you're probably gonna have to become an owner-operator. So that automatically means you need at least $15,000 to $20,000 startup cash. So if you're gonna choose the non-CDL route, make sure you have at least 15 to 20 grand and understand you're gonna be an owner-operator right away, which also means you're gonna have to find a company to lease under, and very few companies take non-CDL trucks. So you might have to go get your own motor authority number. So only do this option if you are a little bit experienced in the transportation industry, or at least know some stuff about it, or have a little bit of experience somehow. The other option is go get your CDL. And what that means is, when you go get your CDL, it comes down to 3 options, 3 possibilities. First and foremost, you can be a driver, right? There's nothing wrong with being a driver. Tons of people are drivers with their CDLs, and that's fantastic, right? Second thing is an owner-operator. And that means it's your truck and trailer, or you're leasing the truck and trailer, but basically you take care of your equipment, and then you find a company that leases your equipment and your services. The third thing is you do all of it. So not only are you the driver of your own truck and you maintain and operate your own truck, but you also do all of the company stuff, right? So all of the company requirements, managing the whole company, booking your own freight, all of that. So you're vertically integrated in your business's operations. All right, so I actually had to hit the road. I'm delivering that load that you saw in the beginning, in that intro. I got to go deliver that load. It's going to Virginia. But what I want to say is, I did take some time to really rework my everything you need to hotshot checklist, and I'm gonna tell you guys to go right now to go over there, and that list, or that checklist, literally has everything you need. Now, the reason I don't want to say all of that stuff in this video is, first of all, the video would be really long and really boring, but second of all, I won't be able to update it. And that was the problem with my old videos. I could no longer update it when I wanted to add more things to it. And so everything you need to hotshot checklist is going to be one of the first links down in the description and in the comments in this video, and I'm gonna do my best to always keep it up to date. Now, I do want to highlight a couple of things that maybe people overlook in each of those categories, right? And so the first thing that I want to talk about is the company driver. And guys, keep in mind, the one thing that I want you to know is, or to understand, is that is a W-2 position. If you're working as a company driver and it's not your truck, you're driving somebody else's truck, and they're paying you $10.99, that is not okay. Okay, that's a big problem. That means they're avoiding paying taxes, and ultimately companies like that don't last. And so I did have to go and hire my driver, because now I have him, right? I had to go hire my driver, and I'm paying him W-2. I'm paying him per mile, and I'm paying him on all miles, not zip code to zip code, not loaded, all miles. So if I send him to Deadhead, he's getting paid for that, and I think that's the fairest way to pay, and so that's why I decided to do it that way. I mean, I don't know, we're gonna try it out, we'll see, but the point remains the same, that he is W-2 and I am paying taxes for him to work for me. So keep in mind, if you're gonna be a company driver, you have to be paid W-2. All right, moving on to owner operators. Guys, the one thing that a lot of people overlook being an owner operator is that you got to get your equipment first. And I've made a video about this before, but I really cannot highlight that enough, because I see a lot of people signing up on the website. Hey, Alex, I'm ambitious. I want to work. I want you to dispatch. I want to lease under, but I don't have a truck. I don't have a trailer. I don't have any money. It's like, well, then you really don't want to be an owner operator. You really can't be an owner operator. So guys, do not overlook that part. Like, you will have to go out there and really get your truck and get your trailer and get situated, do everything on this list and in the driver portion, and then start looking for companies to sign up with. So I really hope you have a nest egg, or some money saved up, because it might be 2-3 weeks before you even start making any money from the company you lease under. So really make sure you're set up really good before you just jump into it and get started. And the thing that I want to highlight for company owners is, guys, the insurance, okay? Guys, keep in mind that is by far one of the most expensive things right now, jumping into it. I'm hearing things of like $20,000, $25,000, $30,000 a year quotes, and that means you're now putting $7,000 down. So it's like, that's really ridiculous. So please, if you before you even consider getting out your own authority, make sure you go get a test insurance quote first. Now, you might be wondering, if you're totally brand new and you don't even have a truck, the easiest way is to go to a dealership, go find a truck on the lot that you like, and take a picture of that VIN number. And then when you go do your insurance test quote and they ask you for a VIN number, you give them that VIN number. And you do the same thing with your trailer, right? You give them the VIN number of your trailer as well. And so this way, they can give you a very accurate test quote. Now, what you don't want to do is go give them, if you have a Corolla or some kind of tiny little sedan in your driveway, don't give them that VIN quote. Don't give them that VIN number for the quote, because that will give you an inaccurate amount, because smaller vehicles are cheaper to insure. So honestly, my insurance lady told me, she was like, it's for a 2,500, so 10,000 pound GVWR or less, it's way cheaper than over that. And so unfortunately, because the dually is a 14,000 pound GVWR, it is more expensive. So make sure you give them the VIN number of the truck and trailer that you're actually thinking about getting. Now, the last and final thing I want to talk about is, guys, some of the resources that I've been making or building slowly over the course of my time as a hotshot. Now, keep in mind, I've done well over 600,000 miles over the road. I've done over 5 years out here traveling all across the United States, and I've now been on YouTube over 2 years too. We're coming up to 300 videos and something like that, you know what I mean? So guys, I've been doing this for a while, and I've been able to put in place some of the processes and systems and things that will really help you efficiently, right? And so the first thing, guys, after the checklist, is you're welcome to send me a message on Instagram, okay? Now, sometimes it takes me a while to get back to you, but I do get back to every message on Instagram, and that will really be probably one of those things that if maybe there's a question that I didn't really answer, that'll probably be the quickest way. The second thing is, I did start or maybe you're saying, Alex, I don't have an Instagram, right? And that's where the second thing comes in. The second thing is, guys, a Facebook group, right? So I did start the Hotshot Trucking with Tow Piglet group, and where there's over 2,000 people in there, and that really is one of those places where you can get all of your questions answered really quickly, because the stuff doesn't get deleted. So what I'd recommend, really, if you're going to join the group, really try out the search function first. So you try it out, search your question, and then if you don't see anything that's been answered, then you can really ask it. Because what happens is, oh, you know, someone new comes in, or like I add like several hundred new people, and it's the same questions over. Like, oh, who do you use for factoring? It's like, guys, factoring, you know, I'll make a separate video on factoring, but really factoring it's all the same. Really, that's all it is. They're just advancing you money for a small fee. So just pick a good company that's going to be there for a while. But the point remains the same, that Facebook group is there for you guys. Now, these are all free resources, you know, after you check out the checklist, which is also free, by the way. Another free resource, guys, is the email. I do read every email, but I do not respond to any of them. I mean, unless there's something just absolutely ridiculous or crazy, and my email's always been in the description. And so the reason, guys, it would take me probably a full-time, like I'd have to work a full-time job just to keep up with my emails, you know what I mean? So that's why if you want to send something and I read it, then what I might do is, if it's something I actually haven't answered or something new that's been uncovered, then I might make a video about it and give you your answer that way. But you know, I don't have the capacity as a one guy to also do the emails on top of all the other things that I'm doing. So it would be really challenging. But if you do want to send me an email, maybe, like, for example, maybe I made a mistake in my video and you want to correct me in my mistake, guys, perfect place to do it is the email. That's, you know, quick way, and I can issue a correction, or I can update, you know, the video, stuff like that. So the email is super beneficial for that as well. And the last and final resource, guys, is the website. I realize my website's a little bit bare bones, but the website isn't there for information. It's there to actually put you guys to work. Okay. And so, for example, if you want to be a driver, right? Maybe having a driving job is hard, but if you want to be a driver, guys, that's where I'll find my drivers. So you go sign up over there. Now, I'm not going to be the only one that might reach out to you or might be interested in your skills, because the point of that connections website is it connects you with other companies that are hiring as well. And I get to see you, I get to see tons of people that sign up there, and I know that people are interested in getting to work, right? So so that's why that website, it's a really good chance for you to find a driving job. Now, it also works for owner-operators, right? You can just select so you're trying to get work as an owner-operator, you select which equipment you have, and maybe there's going to be companies that are leasing on that type of equipment, right? Now, to the website, we've added box trucks and semis and reefers and flatbeds and all of these companies. So really, like, I want that to be like a really good centralized location for people just to find work, right? For owner-operators to find work. And again, for drivers, for owner-operators, for companies that are looking for a dispatch service, that's all free. You know, the companies on the other side are the ones that pay to get to see who, you know, qualified candidates, right? So and we just updated a huge, massive update, right? The developer and I, we've been working, and what we did is, so instead of you just filling out your application or just filling out the information and waiting for a company to contact you, now you can be proactive in your search as well. And so now you can actually see companies that posted jobs, right? So now if a company is looking for an owner-operator, you know for a fact that they're hiring or they're leasing on people. And so now you can mark interested, that you're interested, and your information gets directly sent to them. So now you don't have to sit around and wait as an owner-operator. You can actually send out your information to them also. So super convenient, super awesome for you guys, so that it can be like a resource that you take advantage of and get to work as quickly as possible. Guys, when I started 5 years ago, this was not available. I was so worried of getting fired from the company I was leased on. It was ridiculous. I was panicking all the time that any little violation and I'd get fired. Now, that's been remedied. That's fixed. You know, it's like now you can find a company to lease under, or maybe with my videos, learn and go get your own authority. All right, guys, so that's going to do it for this video. I look forward to your comments down below, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.